Hello golfers, Jess Frank coming to you from the Jess Frank Golf Academy at the beautiful Deer Creek Golf Club. And today the #1 swing killer that always affects your game, and it's gonna really make it difficult for you to hit the ball with a draw or hit it really solid, or if you see the ball cut a lot, this is something that you do in your golf swing that is preventing you from hitting the ball really straight and really far. And so I've got 2 alignment sticks here, real simple drill that I'm going to have you do. I'm going to go ahead and put one down for the target line here, and put one down for the target line, and then I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to put it on the angle of the shaft here. So the angle of the shaft would be about like that, so pretty close to what the angle of the shaft is here. And then from here, what I want to do is that, so most people, they swing over the top, and so what that means is that the shaft of the club is coming down over very steeply, straight down, over the top of their right shoulder. I see this all the time. The shafts get outside people's heads and they swing way to the left and they slice the ball, hit it off the toe, and just really don't hit it far, lose distance, hit these big cuts, and it just doesn't go well for them. So this is something that I've done with my students that is extremely effective in changing their golf swings immediately. And the first part of this is that most golfers, when they swing the golf club back, they take the club and they turn it too flat on the backswing. So they take the club back, they do something with their wrist, and the shaft of the club gets extremely flat. So the only place for this to go is up and over. Okay, so it's just a reaction. So rarely do I see people take it flat and drop it in. And even that is a huge issue too, because you can hit way behind it doing that. And also there's not going to be any compression there. So we want to have compression, we want to hit the ball solid. And so this is going to be very helpful for you. So the first thing that we want to understand is that when we set the club down, you can see it's kind of even with the shaft right here. So as I go back, okay, as I go back, this club shaft is working up the swing plane. So as it works up the swing plane, what's going to happen, you can see it's already going vertical. Okay, it's already going straight. It's already starting to go up this way here. So this is super important. So as the shaft goes up, now from here, it's going to be much easier to have the club shallow or drop underneath the swing plane so you can swing into out. And that's the first movement off the golf swing. And so a lot of this has to do with controlling the wrist. Okay, this is something that's super important. A lot of people, that when they take the club back, they turn their wrist too soon, so they're not able to meter out that motion. And so that motion right away, what usually happens as well is you'll see on video, their hands go out and the club head goes in, gets flat, and then comes over the top. Okay, and so what I like to look at, a couple of things when that's happening, is number one, I'm always looking at how this person's controlling the wrist. That's very important. The club's also a little out of sequence, kind of going back first and then the body turning, and usually over the top. But I would say the first thing I'm going to look at is as I swing back, I'm going to maintain a connection from my upper arms to my body. And then as I swing back here, I'm going to make sure that the shaft and the club head stay outside my hands. Okay, so you can see how this works. This works up. So you can see how the shaft is getting very vertical right now. So the shaft's very vertical, and then from here it's much easier to swing the shaft underneath this stick coming down and back out. Okay, so this is super important. Also, what's good about this drill is that it's going to help you tilt your shoulders more. Of course, something that I always like to talk about, the tilt of your shoulders and how your shoulders move in a circle on an inclined plane here. So as you go, as the club goes up, you can see how my left shoulder is going down. Okay, if I swing flat, you can see how flat if my shoulders move flat, you can see also how flat that moves with the shaft of the club. So there's a couple things going on. Number one, you're really trying to, as you're going back, you're swinging the club above the shaft plane right here. Okay, as I'm going down, I'm swinging underneath it. So you can see how that shaft just really shallows nicely. And so it's an excellent sequencing drill too, because most people who swing the club too flat underneath the plane and then come over the top, they're usually falling backwards. So they're usually swinging it flat and then falling backwards with their hips. So they're moving backwards. So now with this club working up and a little bit under, you're able to really kind of allow your body to turn back through the ball. And it becomes a lot easier that way to also release the club, to make the club, you know, travel through space and time with the face more square to the shaft. So the other way, it's usually what happens when you turn it flat, you open the face, come down, the face is open, and you have no chance of closing the face, because if you try to close the face, you'll usually pull it way left, and so you don't want to do that, so you leave the face open. So this is just super important. So what I like to do in the beginning with people is I put it on a little tee. So I put it just in front of I got the target line with this stick, I got the shaft plane here, and really what we're going to do is we're going to feel this club go up, go under, and I'll do a lot of rehearsals where I just take them back into impact. I'll take the player just back into impact. So when they come back down, you'll see here, as I come back down into impact, you know, they're really starting to feel how that shaft works, kind of this up more vertical, and then it falls underneath. And so this is going to be super helpful, and also it gives them a chance to understand the wrists. So at address my wrists are set. Okay, so I'm not turning my wrist flat, so I'm keeping the wrist constant, tilting my shoulders, and then as I come back down, you can see I produce a lot of really good positions right there, just not from coming over the top. So I'm going to go ahead and just chip one. I'm going to do it at, like, I always like to say 10% speed, go in the beginning. So I'm not going to make a full follow through. It's just going to go shaft vertical, underneath, and you can see where I hit a nice little chip shot out there. So that was like really easy, slow, you know, deliberate, makes it very simple to hit a shot like that. So that's something that people who know they have an over-the-top motion, which a lot of people do, this is a huge percentage of golfers that I see. At least, I'd say at least 70% of golfers take the club that I see, come to me for lessons, take the club too far in and too far over. So it's a huge number of golfers. So you're probably one of these golfers who are doing this. And so, like I said, a couple things. You're working on controlling the wrist as the wrists are going up. You're tilting your shoulders. You can see this. You can see my left arm is perfectly across my shoulders. My hips are on a tilt. My knees have changed flex. Okay. And then on the way down, you can see how this club is falling underneath the shaft plane here. So it's not like it's not dropping way behind me. It's not coming over the top. It's going up. And then as I lower my arms, you can see this right here. So this club really gets in the slot nicely, or gets right back on plane. It's not an over-the-top move. So when I do this with students, they see an immediate change in how the shaft's moving, and it's a really good feel because it's a lot less effort to do it that way. That's the way this club's made. Remember, we're playing from the side on game to the ball. So we're not playing standing over the top of the ball. We're on the target line. We're not playing with clubs that are straight up and down. We're playing with tilted clubs, angled clubs, standing to the side of the ball. So we have to swing the club around in kind of like a tilted arc here, tilted arc. So I use an example of Jim Furyk. A lot of people that, you know, take the club too flat in, I go, okay, let's look at Jim Furyk's swing, and as Furyk goes up, he's able to drop that club back inside pretty easily. But if he took the club flat, he wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Plus his left arm kind of gets into his stomach. So that's what I see as well, is that a lot of people, as they go back, they take that left arm so low and around them that that's where it runs into a lot of trouble, because now you're stuck and now you got to do something crazy with your body or hands to try to make that club get back to the ball, usually losing distance, losing club head speed, losing good contact. So again, let's go ahead and do that again. So work that shaft up. Okay, we're going to bring it back down. We're going to just chip that ball out there, 10% speed. So both times now, I've hit a small push draw. The ball started to the right of the target line and it's come back. So it's really important how you do this. So this is super important. So again, this is a great drill for you. I know it can help your game. I know it can help a lot of golfers out there. Again, we're going to work on it. So this works on so many good things of understanding, okay, I've got my wrist in the right spot. I've got my tilt in the right spot. Now my left arm's across my shoulders and my right arm's in a great spot right here. You can see the tilt in my head as I come back down. I'm definitely swinging more on an in-out plane, and you can see there so many good things that can help you with this. So very simple drill, 2 alignment sticks, put a ball on a small tee, swing at 10% speed. Don't try to go fast. Film yourself, see the change in the swing pattern in the shaft. That will help you immensely. I know this will help your game. Again, my name's Jess Frank. I've been teaching this game for over 20 years. Love helping you play better golf. So please subscribe, please hit that like button, leave a comment. Let me know how you like the video, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.